we didn't have that strong of a moral code, I would argue, in our politics until recently. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think this country hasn't dealt well with the issues of race. I mean, we have a president who's a racist.
Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown turning the scandal over to Governor Ralph Northam's racist yearbook photo into an attack on President Trump. Are Democrats too focused on labeling Republicans as racist to notice the issues in their own party? Here to debate that is Democratic strategist Antoine Seawright and Trump Campaign Advisory Board member Madison Jeziota. Thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it.
Morning.
Antoine, I got to start with you. What do you make of that comment that we just heard?
Well,
Called for?
Let me just say this. I think that racism is not partisan. There are Democrats who are racist and Republicans who are racist.
Agreed.
And racism is into the fabric of who we are as America. And so I think we have to chart a new path forward and change the direction that this country has been in so long. I don't know the president's heart to determine whether he's a racist, but I do know some of the things he said, and one could question some of the things he's done that could qualify those things as being racist.
Do you think that comment was necessary, though?
No, I think there's a way to call out some of the behavior of the president without necessarily calling him a racist, and that's why I've held back from calling him a racist, because I don't know his heart.
I guess, Madison, I just don't understand why the president needs to even be involved in this conversation when the conversation is about Ralph Northam.
You're absolutely right. This isn't about President Trump. It's not about any other Democrat or Republican. It's about Ralph Northam. It's about what he did. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. We can't let party politics or party identification come in between the way we judge other people. We can't judge someone more lightly because they agree with us politically, and we can't judge them more harshly because they're on the other side of the aisle. Racism can never be accepted in our great nation. It's wrong. We need to call it out every time we see it. But to jump to say that the president's racist because you don't like him, which has happened, I think, in a lot of instances. I know the president's right. I know the president isn't a racist. He's been working hard for people of all backgrounds, of all genders, of all races across this country since before he was elected as president of the United States. He has a great heart, and I think that's what we need to continue to bring light to, of people who do know him and people who know how hard he's working across this nation.
Well, Antoine, they are two separate discussions, aren't they?
No, they are, but I think what people have said, at least this is what Antoine has said, what I think people have said is, let's not miss the fact that this president has had some racist things come out of his mouth, said on his Twitter, and one could argue again some of his behavior, but at the same time, how we chart a pathway forward, what I've said is starts with the president, because he is the leader of the free world, and most people look to him for guidance as the president of the United States.
Go ahead, Madison.
So which way would you like to have it, Antoine? I mean, you're saying on one side, when you first spoke, you're saying this isn't about the president, this is about Ralph Northam. There's racists in the Republican and the Democratic Party, which I agree with. Of course, there's people who are racist on both sides of the aisle. We must always call it out, like I said before.
Sure.
But at the same time, now you're going to come back and say, oh, this is about the president.
No.
You said first, I don't know the president's heart. I don't know if he's racist. Now you're saying you do know he's a racist. So which way do you want to have it?
Madison,
because I can tell you right now, he's not racist, Antoine.
I never said he was racist. I said some of his words and his behavior. And what I'm speaking to is how we chart a path forward. Because guess what? This will not be the last example of somebody on either side of the aisle will do something that's racist.
Well, why don't we start the path forward with Ralph Northam and what's going on right now?
We'll be determined about the president's behavior and his tone. That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, just to get in here for a second. Antoine, though, I guess I just have a hard time and I have an issue. I take issue with the fact that anytime any type of, racism conversation comes up, Democrats always go back to the president when the president shouldn't even be in this conversation. This is a conversation about something horrific that this governor is alleged to have done.
Again, and that's why I appreciate the people within my party from the top to the bottom who've called for the governor to resign and want to move forward. And I think there should be a bipartisan issue. And what I'm saying is, as we go forward, because you know what, tomorrow night is a different night, today is a different day. And so the next time anyone looks to do something racist, I think we have to call it out. And so what I've been saying again, if the president does anything, he should lead by example on this issue, particularly when it's his party wanting to call out the governor for this instance.
Madison, final word to you, just a couple seconds left.
The president has been leading by example, Antoine. The president stepping forward, working for every single American in this country, which is something I don't think we could say of Ralph Northam. For years, not just right now, for clearly decades this has been going on.
Madison, Antoine, thank you. We appreciate your insight and your time.
Thanks.